Introduction chapter from the book Equity and Diversity. Every young child brings to the classroom a wealth of unique and complex knowledge, skills, and experiences. As children interact with their families and communities in everyday contexts, they begin to understand how the world works and how to respond to the expectations of their family and their community. As they raise children, adults create these contexts by following traditions and routines they have learned from previous generations and considering their children's abilities and characteristics. They also create learning opportunities for children in response to what they perceive to be the expectations of the context of their community. Consequently, children's learning and development follow cultural specific pathways that can only be understood fully and effectively supported by taking into consideration the cultural beliefs and practices of their community. Often schools and educators do not value learning experiences that emerge from children's everyday context if those experiences are not compatible with the school culture and expectations schools have for children. As such, children from historically underserved populations are often considered to have a deficit and consequently are thought to be at risk for not succeeding in school. This notion of deficit comes both from a lack of recognition and the value of the children's background knowledge and administrators' and teachers' limited understanding of how the cultural knowledge learned at home and in the community relates to the knowledge and skills learned in school. These deficit views can deprive children of color of learning experiences in school reserved for those who come from more privileged or advantaged populations. So I want to read the NAEYC's forthcoming position statement on equity and diversity. And I want you to, after I read it, pause and just think on it. Think about where you are as an educator and how this resonates with you and what you are going to do to become a teacher that is understanding more about culture and diversity. So the statement says, all children have the right to equitable learning opportunities that help them achieve their full potential as engaged learners and valued members of society. Early childhood educators have a professional obligation to advance equity and diversity. Again, take a moment to pause and think about that statement and where are you on that? What do you believe? How will you put things into practice that will help promote equity and diversity? Culturally sustaining pedagogy. So that goes beyond merely being responsive to the children and the family's experiences. It promotes and sustains children's skills and knowledges learned in their community context and gives children opportunities to acquire the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in school. When children learn to value themselves as well as others, they feel safe to explore issues of social justice that are close to them. Ultimately, as educators, we hope that the children we teach will one day become agents of social change for a better world. I want you to take time to go back to page 2 and read the whole section on NAEYC's forthcoming position statement of equity and diversity. I want you to reflect on what is written and then respond to the questions in the forum. It is important that as you go through this course and as you read the chapters of this textbook, that you take time to reflect on your practices. That is one true way of growing as an educator.